Jason and Tania, your next mission will be a race on land and water. You must master these mini-race hovercraft. Each packs a giant turbine, which lifts the craft off the ground on these special air skirts. But be warned, they require immense skill to fly. As you can see, they are easily crashed. To make your mission even more difficult, you must race them up a hill. Definitely not what they were designed for. Good luck.
The Hovercraft. Now, I had a rumour that you did some hovercrafting at school.
Yeah, I did, mate. School project, we had to make one. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, so you know all about these then?
No.
We need an expert.
Luckily then, each team has been assigned an expert to turn Jason and Tania into hovercraft kings in just a few hours.
Have you chaps ever been on hovercraft?
Instructor Alex is the equivalent of a Jedi Knight when it comes to these things.
It's very much like being on a giant seesaw, bit of a floaty bed. You're on 9 inches up above the ground, and that cushion of air is contained by the skirt around the edge.
How do you drive or fly?
You pilot, so you fly. Yes, it comes under aviation. When you're on here, you've got the engine towards the rear, and when that's turning, and the blades are turning around, pushes air into the collector, if you can see at the back there.
Yeah, there's a little scoop, isn't there?
There's a little scoop there, and that channels all the air towards the front and a bit round the sides.
Over on the red team, Tanya's in the capable hands of Dave, with over 6 years hover flying experience.
Is it similar to driving, say, a car, or more like a jet ski or one of those kind
Probably neither, to be honest. You have no friction between the ground and the craft. It's literally floating around, to be honest.
Floating around on air?
It's literally floating around on air.
And what about the transition then, going from land to water?
You'll actually feel no difference. This craft actually doesn't know whether it's on land or water.
So basically you have a throttle on the right-hand side, which you turn towards
like a motorbike, yeah?
Like a motorbike, and that controls the throttle. You have pull down for left rudder on the left-hand side and pull down on the right-hand side. So as you can see, that's turning the rudders at the back.
You have no brakes.
Yeah.
I promise you, you have no brakes.
So the hovercraft haven't got any brakes, and they handle like a seesaw on a blancmange. Mastering their controls will be like nothing they've ever driven before. And if that wasn't hard enough, there's more.
There's another dimension. Of course, as you're 9 inches above the ground, if you lean, then the hovercraft will roll. So if you lean to the left-hand side, the rear will come around to the right-hand side.
So as well as the handle controls, body position can steer the craft. Great. But what about that hill?
Yeah, the key to going up the hill is getting enough speed up and keeping it in a straight line. We're going to actually make that a little bit difficult for you by adding some ballast to the vehicle in the shape of your teammates.
So with the whole team aboard, will Jason and Tania get round the course in one piece and still make it up that massive hill? Let's look at the course they're going to have to contend with. Starting down the grass riverbank, they hit the lake, around the island, and then it's back onto dry land again. But with no gears, traction or four-wheel drive, they must tackle this hill, racing 40 metres up a 1 in 3 gradient to the finish line. Fastest time wins.
There is another thing I've heard, that the other guy in the boys' team is a rally driver.
Yeah,
And
is that good or bad?
That's good for you, because he's probably used to driving a car a lot.
Yes.
And it's best if you don't drive this anything like a car.
Uh-oh, Jason's a touring car champion, all right. He eats, drinks and breathes cars. Does that mean he's got an immediate disadvantage?
There's anything with an engine, I'm bull at a china shop.
Right.
Is that going to help me?
You're used to quick responses, and with hovercrafts, you tend to need to basically think ahead, allow a bit of time for it to manoeuvre, and basically plan that step before you get there.
So, from what I'm gathering from what you've said, the girls, because of their ineptness, might be good at this.
They might be very good at this, yes.
We're going to have to get stupid.
Get stupid, Jason, and quickly.
Come fly with
The first battle lines are drawn as they get to grips in a solo test flight. Jason's had loads of racing experience, but this hover's behaving more like an elephant on an ice rink. Unlike Tania, who's taking to it like a duck to water. Eager to redress his pro-driving disadvantage, Plato keeps a close eye on Tania's training.
Well, I'm just watching Tania's style, and she appears to be lacking in that area. She's been in the trees twice, and it looks like an accident waiting to happen. Good news for the boys. In fact, she's cracked.
He still can't deal with the fact that Tania's got the edge, but she's most definitely earned her flying wings, a magnificent achievement in just 2 hours.
Jason's already cocky about this one, and he's, he weighs about 8 times more than me anyway. And he's going to get out there and do a really good job with all of his race car driving and kind of put me to shame for now, but slow and steady. We'll be all right on this one, girls.
Coupling their newfound pilot skills with a shrewd race plan will make all the difference. And Tanya's taking the opportunity to hatch some very secretive-looking tactics with her expert. Here's the course plan they must crack.
Down the hill the same, yeah.
Around the island as you did.
Yeah.
You can turn, when you turn, you can literally turn either right-handed or left-handed, whichever you like.
So, game plan or not, deciding who goes first will be an advantage. And Tanya's brought along a nifty test of coordination. Let the balls decide.
Beautiful. Stand aside.
I think we have a take
national
2.
Schoolboy champion.
This is along with your national dart throwing and your national bubble blowing and your national
paper
aeroplane and your national... Did you actually study at school? No.
Yeah, lots of things.
Paper aeroplanes. Right,
right,
come on.
Here we go. Watch and learn. Right, there you go, I've won. Right, so on that basis...
Someone's got to give me a game they actually can't play, at least.
Hey, well, it's your game, you brought it. So, I'll go first.
Yes, Jason will lead the charge for glory. So here we go then, we're down by the water. It's just a test run, this one. There's no teammates, so there's no points here for winning, but these two are hyped up. May as well be the Olympic final. Plato's off, he's off fast. Straight into rally driver mode. Look at that, he's taking the inside racing line around the island. That's called the toe-in. By the way, I do my research, and he's already on the back really quick. Look at that, down on the throttle, looking good. No, out of power. Stranded, yeah, like an old whale. And he's failed to reach the finish marker at all. So now all Tanya needs is a pass. All she has to do is reach that marker. She'll have won this practice. Oh, she's off. Nice and steady, kind of slow though, kind of tortoise and hare. I mean, hovering, which rarely happens in a fairy tale. And she's taking a very, very wide line though. Look at that. Where on earth is she going? But look at how much power it's given her. She's gunning up the hill and oh yes, she's way past the marker. Nice stuff. So neither made it to the finish line, but valuable lessons have been learned. Plato was all pace, but no power on that dreaded hill, while Tanya took her time, shooting off the racing line to give herself that huge run up the slope, further than Jason. Tactical genius. Okay, the teams regroup for their final test run, and this time they have to take one team member as a passenger. No points being given, but the psychological advantage of winning this will be huge. Who will be king of the hill now?